Very good evening. Thanks very much for joining Sanket and me, Tina, here on this special broadcast on the 8th. India's biggest metros are eagerly looking forward to the Aam Aadmi Party going national, and you can expect it to make a big splash in this year's Lok Sabha election.
That's right. That's a message from an opinion poll conducted by the Times of India by market research agency Ipsos. The survey found that 3/4 of all those polled believe Aam Aadmi Party will win more seats in 2014 than any party barring what Congress and BJP won in 2009.
After their stellar performance in New Delhi, Team Kejriwal has already pulled up their sleeves for a national goal. And if pollsters are to go by, Aam Aadmi Party is all set to make a big splash nationally. Times of India Ipsos survey has revealed 44% of voters are likely to vote for AAP candidates in the Lok Sabha polls. Though the Aam Aadmi Party has already announced that they will run for maximum seat in 2014 polls, the survey says that 33% believe that AAP will win 26 to 50 seats.
26% feel that they will hurt the Congress, and another 26% feel that it will affect both the national parties collectively. So 31% actually admitting that yes, BJP is going to feel the heat in the month of April.
And even if he says he's not in the PM race, pollster shows that Arvind Kejriwal is running ahead of Rahul Gandhi for the top post. They may have been the runners-up in New Delhi, but with big boost to its growing popularity, Aam Aadmi Party all set to make the big national splash. Bureau Report, Times Now.
All right, joining us now in the Delhi studios, senior journalist R. Rajagopalan, also BJP spokesperson Dr. Shambit Patra, and live from Bhopal, senior journalist Rashid Kidwai. Dr. Patra, first question to you. Is the Aam Aadmi Party going to spoil the BJP's party in urban India?
Not at all. My calmness over here in the studio shows all that it is not going to spoil anything. Rather, as I say, there's a difference between fright and preparedness. And in democratic setup, any political party which takes to preparedness is a welcome sign. We should be prepared, we should be on the ground, we should be serving the people. And I believe BJP is doing it all. So we are all game for the show come April. But most importantly, I believe when a sporadic survey as what you project right now is done and a lot of hoopla plays around it, occasionally we are forced to think, is there something called as a conspiracy going on to keep someone out of the politics? Is it that people are gradually learning that this is happening in India somewhere? And especially after when there is an alliance in Delhi where the Aam Aadmi Party forms the government.
No, I'm
very direct, I'm very candid, I'm very direct today. I'm calm and candid in the sense that, look, there is an alliance over here in Delhi between a party which was trying to fight against corruption, against the corruption of the Congress, and suddenly they come together. And now we are seeing that there is some kind of survey going on, trying to project that the Aam Aadmi Party is going national.
You are saying that this is a survey sponsored by the Aam Aadmi Party, sponsored by the Congress?
Not at all.
I'm
very direct. All I want to say is democracy has a timeline of maturity. Any maturity that comes overnight in democracy is a dangerous proposition.
All right, Mr. Rajagopalan, let's get you in here. You know, Dr. Shambit Patra is saying that this is all reeking of some kind of conspiracy. But let's just look at the first question on this poll, where people were asked how many seats they think the Aam Aadmi Party can actually win in the Lok Sabha. And you see, you know, the majority there think that they can actually win a pretty good number. There's, 51 to 126%, and the 33% who think they can win 26 to 50.
I don't think that type of thing, because having covered the politics for longer years, my understanding is in the entire scenario, Congress gets third position. In other ways, like Delhi, in all India scenario, I have apprehensions. I have been saying it from the day one. Congress will not cross 3 digits. That is the scenario emerging now. This survey is an alarming bell for Congress, not for BJP, because
why do you say that?
Because everywhere Rahul Gandhi is put in the third position. Now Kejriwal has taken over Mr. Rahul Gandhi's position. That's a threat to it's an alarm bell for Congress, not for any other political system, because the composition of the next Lok Sabha would be the only one political party which will have 3 digits. The remaining political parties will have 2 digits. That is what your survey is indicative of. The scenario is fast emerging. Aam Aadmi Party, though they have done extremely well in Delhi, but I have feelings in the regional system, for example, in Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu, even in Bihar, even in Uttar Pradesh, the two regional parties, whichever state you take,
no, Mr. Rajagopalan,
they will try to lynch this Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay,
because
okay.
in ADMK, DMK, Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mayawati, and you come to other states, two systems are there. This in between, it may be a forced one 2019 or later Lok Sabha elections.
Mr. Rajagopalan, the only small point that I am making here, and I am getting Mr. Rashid Kedwai also in, thank you very much sir for joining us in this debate from Bhopal. The only point here that is being made is that this survey only deals with a very limited spectrum, and that is what is the view of the Aam Aadmi Party in the metros, in cities like Delhi, Calcutta, in cities like Ahmedabad, and that is what we have actually learned, that they have had a meteoric rise in the urban centers. Now it is perceived, Mr. Kidwai, that the traction among the urban youth was traditionally supposed to go to Mr. Narendra Modi. Do you think that this is going to dent that particular game plan or that particular strategy of the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Sanket, that's the only thing that's worrying the BJP. You see, you look at that today after your survey was published, the BJP is in the state of panic. They are the ones who are running down AAP. They are the ones who are saying no, we are going to get enough numbers. Because that is the reason. Because for Narendra Modi, this is a make or break election. And if he doesn't come, I mean, if BJP led by Mr. Narendra Modi doesn't come somewhere near close to 200 seats, Lok Sabha seats, I think the BJP will have problem because there is already given Mr. Narendra Modi's personality, given his own image. There are not many allies who are going to come forward. So in that scenario, the Congress is slightly better place. The Congress, Mr. Rajagopal is saying it may happen. The Congress may get less than 100 seats, but yet as long as it can stop Narendra Modi, I think the Congress will be quite happy about it.
So, Dr. Patra, you heard that there are a lot of people who think that if the Aam Aadmi Party is going to be eating into a vote share, it is going to be that of the BJP. That may not have exactly played out that way in the Delhi Assembly elections, but it did stop the BJP from forming the government. How much of an impact is this going to have nationally? And do you think that yours is the vote share really that they're going to be eating into?
Not at all. I believe this otherwise, in the sense that you rightly answered in your question itself, that in Delhi the scenario was totally different. In fact, for every single seat that the Aam Aadmi Party won, probably 5 or 6 seats of the Congress were lost. So that itself shows that in the national extrapolation, the same kind of scenario, in the limited scope that you have projected in the urban areas may follow, because we are only looking into the survey of the urban areas. Secondly, and most importantly, as to what Mr. Rajgopalan rightly pointed out, it is the game of the digits over here in the survey, and the only political party which is showing to cross the 3 digits probably is the BJP alone, and that itself in this survey in a very subtle manner projects not only Mr. Narendra Modi as the prime candidate for the Prime Minister, also projects BJP as a political party of prime importance. Thirdly and most importantly, as to why I cry a conspiracy, again and again attach over here. Look, you show in the survey that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is occupying the damn 3rd position. But in spite of occupying a 3rd position, what forces Congress rather to support the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi over here? What makes it to make the rise of Aam Aadmi Party possible? This is where I feel that there is something underneath, where in spite of the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party is belittling the image of one and only one Mr. Rahul Gandhi still stands behind the Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, that's something the Congress perhaps has to answer. But Mr. Rajagopalan, we're also showing some of the results of this poll here. And there's this question of, are you impressed with the Aam Aadmi Party so far? Now, how important do you think the Delhi report card is going to be? There's not that much time. Of course, there's only going to be a couple of months where people can decide how well or not this government has done. How important is that going to be?
Governance is very, very, very difficult. The 1 month-old political system of Delhi government, if they are going to face, for example, for the first 1 week, the 3 ministers have 3 divergent views. They were pulled up by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Instead of being a chief minister, he was apologetic on every issue. And he has been saying that 800 lines are coming, so special number is given, water, electricity. These are all certain issues which will be attractive for the voters for a period of 1 or 2 months, the honeymoon period, what they described. And beyond that, governance is too difficult, and they are not, a very systematic political party. They will fail, and they are bound to fail because of two reasons. The political system, what Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been enunciating from the day one, was a branch off from Mr. Anna Hazare's movement. Therefore, it picked up in Delhi, and governance is different, political speaking.
No, Mr. Rajgopalan, this same argument was being made that he's not going to be able to make any sort of impact because, politics is a different ball game altogether, and campaigning or perhaps agitating is a different ball game.
Sanket, I want to intervene here. One, in BJP, the house was divided. In Congress, the house was divided. That space, Mr. Aam Aadmi has taken now? That is why I'm saying. It is difficult, and every day Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has to see the Congress space, because that 7, anytime they may withdraw. That type of threat is always on his head, and it is difficult times are ahead for
let's get in Mr. Kidwai here. Mr. Kidwai, you have been listening to this particular argument that is being put forward. Number one, the BJP for some reason feels that the Congress has sponsored, the Aam Aadmi Party has sponsored this opinion poll. Mr. Rajgopalan actually feels that this is a small time phenomenon, or a little phenomenon which will only be limited to a month or so. The honeymoon period will be over. How do you look at it?
But Sanket, just a second. I did not say that sponsored. Poll is not sponsored.
I said Sanket, Mr. Rajgopal within his rights to keep speculating about conspiracy.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Kidwai now. That question that Sanket put to you, and also let's talk about the fact that there are these handouts, as some people say, that the Delhi government is giving out. Now, people are actually responding very positively to that. The people have already said in this poll that they're very happy with what the Delhi government has done so far. But how do you see it? These measures of actually the tariff cuts and the subsidies in electricity and water. What do you make of it?
Yes, that's right. Both Mr. Rajagopal and Mr. Patra is not being able to see writing on the wall. There have been four other governments. Why is nobody talking about that? There is no scrutiny of these other four governments. See, the Delhi government the BJP is overreacting. There is a 10-day, 15-day government, and they are reviewing every decision of this government. And they are saying this government will fail. There is a conspiracy. Rahul Gandhi is behind it. Rahul Gandhi is only guilty of one thing. He prevailed upon Congress party, which was not willing to extend support to Arvind Kejriwal government, and Rahul Gandhi prevailed upon them to extend support, outside support. It was a difficult decision. There was no unanimity within the Congress party. So that is one thing. See, pan India, you look at the response of that run for unity of Narendra Modi, all over those rallies that were organized all over the country. The response was not so good. See, the youth of the country is looking for an alternative. Mr. Narendra Modi continues to attract large section of people. But there is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, there is Aam Aadmi Party. You look at the kind of response, the amount of people who are joining, not only in Delhi, in all over the country. So there is a complete euphoria. If one can say it, I don't want to be this, but it's a kind of silent revolution is taking place, which none of us had anticipated. And this is something that BJP has to take note of it. And you look at it, the way Vasundhara Raje Scindia lowered her security.
Yes, we're coming to that in a minute. In fact, we're going to be looking at that in detail after this very short break. Why this poll shows that the BJP does need to be worried, and why perhaps Arvind Kejriwal and his party have presented yet another alternative to the people who will be voting. We'll be back after a short break. Stay with us.
इस बात में कोई संदेह नहीं है कि आज प्रधानमंत्री के पद के लिए पहली पसंद देश की जनता की श्री नरेंद्र मोदी है.
Coming up, which party will be affected the most by Aam Aadmi Party's growing popularity?